This video is for the Carbon Cycle Gizmo. Just going to help you out with the Gizmo warm-up for this short video. Activity A and B are below in the assignment on Canvas if you need help with those. Make sure you have your Carbon Cycle worksheet out and answer these prior knowledge questions to the best of your ability. Now I'll read this part. The Gizmo warm-up says that the carbon cycle allows you to follow the many paths an atom of carbon takes through the Earth's systems. To begin, notice the black carbon atom in the atmospheric carbon CO2 area, highlighted in yellow. The glowing blue areas represent possible locations the carbon atom can go. So let's check it out. So this gizmo starts you off, no matter what, in the atmosphere. We can follow the path we take here. So we are this carbon in the atmosphere. And we know that carbon in the atmosphere is bonded to two oxygens and forms CO2. So that's the gaseous form that carbon can take. It bonds with two oxygens and makes CO2, carbon dioxide. Now from there, well, where can carbon go? What can happen to carbon? Anywhere that is highlighted in blue is where the carbon can go. And if you click on one of those, it will tell you how it gets there. What process transforms the carbon from CO2 into something else? Remember from the content page video that if CO2 goes into exposed rocks, it's probably not going to be CO2 anymore. What will happen is some process will occur that breaks the carbon off of the CO2 and bonds with some other element that's going to turn it into some rock then. So let's just try it out. It says, from Earth's atmosphere, where can it go next? Well, we have three options, right? It can go in exposed rock, land plants, oceanic CO2. I don't see anything else. So that's it. That's what we would write there. It wants you to click on land plants, and it wants you to tell them how it got to land plants. So let's say the CO2 is land plants. So we went from the atmosphere, CO2, into land plants. It says the process was photosynthesis. Plants use energy from the sun to form glucose. I showed you that in the content page video. So now this carbon that was in the atmosphere as CO2 is no longer in the form of CO2. It's in the form of glucose, which I showed you before is C6H12O6, a different molecule. But the molecule, what happened in the process of photosynthesis is that it took the carbon from CO2 and turned it into something else. And for photosynthesis, this happens to use the power of the sun to do that. All right, it tells you glucose is used as energy and to build plant tissue. Make sure you read what happens. It's very important. That's why we do this, to learn. All right. And then I want you to pick land animals, how to get there, tell that, select atmosphere CO2, and do that. So you're repeating the same thing. We are just simply seeing and learning how carbon can go into different places on the planet. And when it goes there, it'll tell you how it got there and what molecule it exists in. It's not always going to be CO2 everywhere. It will change. Ask if you need any help.